These people are from around the world and obviously can't all know each other. Yet each video is recorded between 2015 and 2016. I don't know if this is a warning, an experiment, or what, but I'm worried that one day we will find out. Number 2, a YouTuber named Chris Starr takes an electrometer to an antique store with Omar Gosh to check for signs of the paranormal. They find this creepy old marionette without a nose that seems responsive and eager to communicate.
Please let us know by touching my K2 meter. We really want to know if you have a story or not.
Oh, so they buy it and run some experiments in the car, where a special spirit box is waiting to help translate. First of all, the marionette seems to react positively to being untangled and held properly. When they ask for its name, a female voice struggles with an answer that a male voice soon finishes. Then they hear some other creepy whispers that I can't understand, but I'm hoping maybe you will.
Can you tell me your name?
I'm not sure what to think, but the fact that this puppet responds to 2 different pieces of paranormal equipment.
Are you always gonna
makes me
call it a
think that
bad
this has a
video?
greater chance of being real than not.
Oh my god.
If it is possessed by a spirit, then it could also be cursed, in which making this video
They're
could
always gonna
carry
call it a
dire
bad video. I haven't even watched the damn
Before we
video.
get to number 1, my name is Chills, and if you're curious about what I look like in real life, then go to my Instagram at DylanIsChillinYT and tap that follow button to find out. I recently released the number 15 mixtape, but I don't think you should follow these instructions to check it out. It's a matter of fact that generosity makes you a happier person. So if you're generous enough to hit the subscribe button and the bell beside it, then thank you. Also, don't forget I upload a new video here on YouTube every Thursday and Saturday. Number 1, this London...
As y'all saw, he just called my video bad when I didn't even do anything wrong, to be honest.
London doctor looks to be deeply concentrating on his
And they always
patients,
hold grudges
and he
because
is,
they
in a
stupid
way,
as
but
fuck.
not at all how you would expect. Here the doctor accidentally records himself in the frame while setting up a spy camera in the bathroom. There is no doubt where he is. You can see a sign reminding people to turn off the lights when they are finished. Now satisfied with the angle, he puts on his glasses and leaves. This video would be all the evidence Metropolitan Police need.
For what? You didn't even do anything.
Anybody doing this is terrible, but a doctor of all people is an especially terrible breach of trust and authority. Was this 8-year sentence long enough to ignore what you've seen here?
If they had any sense in their mind, they would ignore you.
Society?
But of course they
Let's take a
don't.
closer look at some of the more popular scary TikToks.
Why do you want to be a wrench?
Automatanophobia is the fear of step.
Where I walk.
It fell?
You go get my fucking pen. You go get the fucking sodas out the truck.
I'll have to do that through YouTube. I'm gonna go to YouTube real quick. I know what.
What did he tell us to do?
What?
What did he tell us to do?
Get the sodas out of the car.
That was you.
Yeah, but not what he told you to do.
He told me to get my bike out of the walkway.
It's a pretty rare fear to have, but when a statue moves, I think anyone could develop it. Number 15.
Damn it, why do I always do that?
Claims of the Chinese Guanyin statue blinking inside of the Lingqin Temple are apparently real if you believe this video. Sometimes this blinking effect happens from shaking the camera, but at 42 seconds the phone is still and the statue still does it. I also hear temple bells, so this could have taken place during a ceremony. However, I'm pretty sure that this blinking is from a grainy video.
Huh? That's you. What do you want paper scissors for it? 3 rounds. Best 2 out of, I mean 1 out of 2 out of 3. Got you. That's you.
Fuck you.
The background looks to be moving in a similar way to number 14. A statue seated on a throne seems to track a museum visitor with its head for 7 seconds as they pass by. The camera is shaky, so let's check out these still images. Here it is with its head slightly turned to look at him when he first enters. And here it is at 47 seconds looking at him from the center of the room. Approximately 20 seconds later, a different statue shown here is seen lifting its arm. Number 13, a statue of Sai Baba on top of a mass speculation across
Hey, you
India
go
in
out back, you go push my
2016.
motherfucking lawnmower back on the back of my goddamn porch where it belongs. I told y'all stop playing with this. I'm fucking.
It was apparently caught shrugging its shoulders, causing a clothing article to come off. The obvious answer is that this clothing item simply came undone and fell off over time. But at 24 seconds, the statue appears to possibly roll its shoulder to make it fall off. What's especially odd, though, is that at 45 seconds, when everything seems to have fully unfolded and settled, the clothing article jumps off where the statue's hand is. Did it move again? There could have been wind currents from air conditioning or a draft to knock this loose, in my opinion. Otherwise, it could have been a simple case of gravity and time. Number 12. This statue is said to move her eyes repeatedly. Thousands of people flock to see it, and some are saying that it happens here in this video. One person thought it might be blinking. Definitely see it as well. Another person says her left arm moves. I don't see it, and I think those who do probably are getting fooled by unsteady camera work, in my opinion. Still, thousands of people have visited this statue because apparently it moves.
How about you go
So maybe
kick
I'm
back
the
and
one who's
shut the fuck
wrong.
up?
Number 11.
You know what kind of
This
sick
video
fuck
is
comes
taken
onto his
during
stream and
service
harasses people
at a
for no
chapel
reason?
in the Mexican city of Saltillo in June of
You do
2016.
realize you
They
literally
zoom in
said
on
you
the
were going to
statue on
kill
the
a
wall.
13-year-old child who has done nothing
Opens
wrong
his
to
eyes
you?
and looks at them.
All because I said that you ruined my last 2 live streams?
My first thought was that the camera coming into focus is probably what makes it look like it's opening its eyes. If not, this could also somehow be a trick of the light. But then again, this still image taken at 1 minute and 4 seconds shows the eyes are totally closed. This image at 1 minute and 10 seconds is taken at roughly the same distance and shows the eyes are definitely now open. So my other guess is computer effects. Number 10. A statue jabs another statue with a trident in the middle of the night if this video is to be believed, which I have trouble doing, aside from looking like possible special effects, because of the awkward way the statue moves. The way the camera mysteriously cuts out as soon as the trident makes contact is too much of a coincidence. This would be really creepy to see in real life, but that'd be the only way I'd be convinced that this video is actually real. Number 9. In 2018, the Our Lady of Guadalupe statue in New Mexico began moving on its own, or at least that's what witnesses say. On 4 separate occasions,
Bro, just get the fuck
the
off my stream and
statue
kill
has been
yourself.
caught
Nobody
crying
likes you.
tears
Why
of
haven't you done that yet?
joy. These tears
Kill
do not
yourself.
dry
Literally, I
out,
don't
and
give a
this
fuck.
were visible the next morning, which would mean that the
You know, you're a
statue was
sick fuck
continuously
too.
crying overnight. A close-up shows that the tears come from a realistic
I wonder
angle.
why people are
She's
coming
holding
to
her
my
head
stream.
slightly
Oh, that's
so they
right,
would be
because they're
coming from the middle of
crackheads.
the eye instead of the corners. A scientific analysis of the tears revealed that their
All
chemical
because I said you
composition
ruined my
is
last 2 live streams.
special
You're gonna be a
olive oil
pussy
used
about
for
it? Shut the fuck up.
ceremonies. What do you make of
Stupid ass
this
cunt.
situation based on the video and this evidence, real or fake?
Fuck you.
Number 8. This video resolution, which is fairly good quality, or at least better than most, catches a statue moving its eyes. From 8 seconds to 12 seconds, the statue has heavy eyelids that are almost shut. The person recording stops for a second to adjust the lighting, and that's when the statue apparently opens its eyes. Well, this would be bizarre to witness in person. I think this moving statue is a simple camera trick using angles and lighting. In the beginning, they record the statue at an upward angle with low lighting to make the eyes look more closed, but then they record at a downward angle with more lighting to increase the level of detail and make the eyes look more open. It's an interesting trick, but I doubt it's real. Or at least, that's what I think. Do you think it's real? Number 7. A viral video happened on Good Friday when a statue moves its head during a song. It's creepy how everybody is staring directly at the statue when suddenly it just lets its head drop down. What I find hard to believe about this video is how nobody in the crowd stops singing or says anything out loud when it happens. They just continue as if this is normal. If this is real, then maybe they got caught up in the moment and inspired by the statue.
Yes, those people called Nick Gurr are bad.
Number 6. This giant statue was once caught in Vietnam. A huge group of villagers form a long line up a mountainside to catch a glimpse. The person hangs back and zooms in as much as their camera allows. First, they all start singing at 1 minute and 54 seconds. And by 2 minutes and 24 seconds, the giant statue has apparently come to life. Translate if you can.
Busy days call for a quick and fulfilling fix.
At 2 minutes and 33 seconds, the statue seems to extend an arm out and gently embraces the crowd. But now the cameraman is in tears as he and his family watch the stone robes become soft and weightless as they flap like angelic wings. Did her stone robes really turn into fabric, or was something put over her? I think if this was a sheep, then everyone would notice, and no one would be impressed. At 3 minutes and 58 seconds, you can see a hand just barely peek out from under the robe as it gives a modest wave. By 4 minutes and 35 seconds, the mysterious waving hand is gone. The statue has returned back to normal and does not move again. Number 5. A family thinks they could have possibly seen a statue move while visiting the St. Joseph Oratory in Montreal. You have to look closely at the figure on the right at the very beginning of the video, or you'll miss what they're talking about, specifically its hands. They say that the statue is actually clapping with joy. The other one isn't moving, and they quickly cut to a third statue that isn't doing anything either. Only one is. I'm sure some people believe them, but I think this effect is almost certainly because of their phone more than anything. It's called pixelation.
That's
term
cool,
used to
I
describe
guess.
fuzzy or blurry sections of low-quality video. They could have been looking at vacation videos later and genuinely mistaken the pixelation for movement, so I'm not accusing them of making it up. Number 4. Did this statue move? Writes a person in the comments section of this marble statue video. Some other people agree. It does, but I can't say that.
Actually, it was Sonic 90 because Sonic 90 was here on an
Snow
old.
White statue maybe looks like it sways slightly if you look hard enough, but that has to be camera movement. Maybe this is what they're talking about. What do you see? Number 3. A paranormal investigator goes to the Oakwood Cemetery in Huntsville, Texas to try to make a haunted statue move. He tells it to move its palms up, but they look still as can be to me. How about you? The investigator has one last simple trick to see if this statue has any potential for movement.
I heard something over there.
So is this just the sounds of the forest, or is there something more going on at the Oakwood Cemetery? Number 2. On July 28, 2019, the Redeemer statue in Brazil sprouted a heart with beating chambers and began to rapidly shrink and expand. Or at least, that's what certain people want you to think. In reality, this is a projection to raise awareness for heart problems. I just wanted to set the record straight and let you know that this is fake. Let me know if you were fooled in the beginning, or if you knew all along. I've got a challenge for you. Since you've made it this far, why not like this video and hit subscribe in the next 5 seconds? Because I upload 4 new scary videos every week. If you're curious about what I look like in real life, then go to my Instagram at DylanIsChillinYT and tap that follow button to find out. Number 1. A crowd gathers to sing in front of a statue. After a while, her mouth begins to move as she mouths the words of the song with them. Over 100 people agree they can clearly see the statue blink and sing with joy. I would have liked to have seen this happen with a high-resolution camera. Until then, I think that this was probably just video grain, creating the appearance of movement. Get ready. We're gonna take a closer look at scary videos that went way too far.
Take a piece of chocolate if you're the tallest. Take a piece of chocolate if you're better at eating your vegetables. Take a piece of chocolate if you love sharing.
Chills. Number 4, jungle potions. In 1980, a Haitian man named Clairvius Narcissi approached his sister, Angelina, at a public market. This was the first time she has seen him in 18 years since his death. When she asked him where he had been, he said that he was now a zombie who had returned from the dead. She did not believe him until he was able to tell her his childhood nickname. It really was him after all. This is the amazing true story of her zombie brother. In 1962, Clairvius travels to a local hospital complaining of fever and body pains. He is examined and sent home. The next day, he was declared dead by 2 doctors who were trained by U.S. physicians. According to Clairvius, he could hear the doctors as they spoke over his corpse. He could feel the sheet being pulled over his face, and he heard his sister crying. He was awake the entire time but could not move. Not even during his funeral, not even during his burial, not even during his resurrection. That's right, I said resurrection. Sometime after he died, Clairvius was removed from his grave. His doctor and then made him work at a sugarcane plantation, alongside other zombie slaves who had suffered the same fate. When his captor died years later, the zombie simply walked off the plantation and found his sister. That's Clairvius's account, but here's what really happened. Well, it's true that Clairvius really did believe he was a zombie. He was actually most likely poisoned with a zombie concoction made from dangerous jungle herbs. These herbs lowered his heart rate and made him slip into a coma, which is why the doctors were able to pronounce him dead. Afterwards, he was dug up by whoever drugged him and forced him into an underground slavery ring. By keeping him constantly drugged up, his captors were able to convince him that he was a zombie for years afterwards and made him work for free. A Harvard professor named Wade Davis was trying to solve this mystery. He enlisted the help of a witch doctor from Haiti who claimed to make a zombie powder. When Wade gave the powder to another professor so that he could test it on mice, he found that their heart rate slowed down. The main ingredients in this powder was a poisonous pufferfish. This is far from the only story of people being rendered into helpless zombies from rare jungle ingredients. The most popular plant to do this with is called scopolamine, otherwise known as devil's breath. It's odorless and tasteless, and when it's crushed into a powder, natives say it can be blown into a person's face to make them do whatever you want them to. It's not uncommon for someone to approach a tourist with a piece of paper that has crushed up devil's breath on it. Maybe it's on a map and they are pretending to ask for directions. Or maybe it's a potent residue on a business card. Whatever the method of delivery, the trick is to get the paper close to someone and blow it up their nose. Apparently, this really works. The United States Bureau of Diplomatic Security issued a warning about scopolamine on their official website in 2014. They say you can be rendered unconscious for 24 hours, where you are left in a dreamlike state and obey orders as they are given. In February of this year, 2 women in Colombia were arrested for using devil's breath to turn their victims into zombies and rob them. Mimi Johanna Ray Sanchez, 33, and Jenny Rodriguez Velasquez, 29, were 2 women who would spike the drinks of lonely men in nightclubs and bars. Afterwards, they would take them to an ATM and have them empty out their bank accounts. By the time they were caught, they had used devil's breath to steal over $30,000 from about 30 different victims. Just last year, 3 people from China were arrested in Paris for turning people into temporary zombies so they could be taken advantage of. They told their victims that inhaling the powder would give them ancient Chinese healing powers, but robbed them while they were incapacitated instead. They told their zombie slaves to take them home and stole all of their jewelry along with other valuables. They were finally captured after a person who was one of the victims positively identified them. When authorities searched the hotel room, they found a wide variety of mysterious herbs and substances designed to erase people's minds. Number 3, surgical zombies. In 1936, a psychiatrist named Walter Freeman performed an experimental new procedure on a human test subject. The patient, Alice Hamnett, was a Kansas.
Another live stream ruined. Nothing new there.
Dr. Freeman suggested a certain type of surgery that was designed to prevent excessive emotions by cutting nerves within the brain. The psychiatrist had started this procedure while he was living in Portugal and now felt ready to perform one himself. To do this, he drilled holes into Alice's skull and inserted a sharpened stake-like medical instrument called a loquetone straight into her brain, but they observed how she felt much calmer. The process took about an hour and was deemed a success. Freeman went on to perform about 3,500 lobotomies to supposedly cure people of their, quote, excessive emotions. Even though only about 1/3 of his lobotomies were considered a success, the medical community began to champion the procedure as a terrific way to cure many mental diseases, and by a success, Freeman meant that they were only able to leave the hospital on their own. Most of them weren't able to do so. Instead, they were left completely zombified or else died. Later on, Freeman developed a new and allegedly improved style of lobotomy that used an ice pick instead of a lobotomy. This method was called
Welcome back.
lobotomy, and it took less than 10 minutes to perform. For this procedure, Freeman strategically jabbed certain parts of the brain by going underneath the eye with an ice pick. Before any of this was done, the preferred method
Because he said if you didn't unsub Sonic 90 in 4 hours, he's gonna make a video on you.
Until they were too stunned to feel anything. Ice pick lobotomies left a person with 2 black eyes, but they never lost their sight because of the angle that the ice pick was inserted. Did not harm the eye itself. The actual result of the operation, however, varied considerably. Sometimes a person was left completely unchanged, but other times they were left without a personality.
Well, that's what he's saying, so I don't know if it's true or not.
Or from infection. Many people have been effectively turned into zombies, despite its low success rate. Lobotomies were highly popular.
I hate Sonic 90. He made the 2 months. He made these 2 months a living fucking hell.
From tension to, quote, crying spells. This was all scientifically acceptable information that actually ran in an article for the New York Times without any.
Every time I make a live stream, those pussies come on here and ruin it.
During the height of its popularity.
Yes, he has subs, sadly. I wish he didn't. It's kind of sad because his drama channel only has like 40. Hey Lance, I'm good. Not really. Every time I make a live stream, it always gets fucked over by these 2 crackheads.
Dr. Freeman continued to convince people to get lobotomies well into the 50s. now advertising them as the perfect preventative measure for keeping future mental illness at bay. He made it sound like lobotomies were a routine procedure that couldn't do much harm. One of his later victims was a 12-year-old boy named Howard Dully. When Howard did an interview with NPR in 2006 about the procedure, the 56-year-old emotionless bus driver, quote-unquote, wondered if something's missing from my soul. The exact number of zombies that have been created from Freeman's lobotomies is unknown, but it is definitely in the thousands. Number 2.
Thanks, Lance.
Parasites. Zombies exist all throughout nature.
Unless you can get them to change from some miracle.
Cordyceps is a common
Get who to change?
Huh?
Get who to change?
Forests to valleys and reproduces by creating its very own zombie army. The cordyceps start out as a special type of mold spore that lays dormant on the forest floor. When a hungry insect comes by and eats the spore, it becomes an infected carrier. The fungus
What?
takes over the
Ew.
central nervous system using poisonous chemicals and basically makes it act completely insane. The poor bug is technically kept alive, but it has absolutely no control over its own motor skills. As a result, the infected move in jerky, spastic motions that look like the undead. It looks so bad that other insects can sense something is wrong. With the zombie bug, it tends to stay away. If it's an ant, for example, then other ants will carry it far away to protect the rest of the colony. As the infection worsens, the fungus makes the zombie stagger up a tall plant. When it reaches the top, the zombie bug is made to bite onto a leaf so that it won't fall off. With its host fastened securely in place, the infection ramps up and covers them in a fuzzy white mold as they die. The fungus eats their body, and eventually a long stem bursts out of the back of their head, where it continues to grow longer and longer for almost a month straight. By the end of all of this, the dead body has evolved into an alien flower with a strange bulb. It shoots spores into the air to infect countless other insects and begin the process anew. Here's the bizarre twist. The cordyceps is fast evolving. There are already thousands of different types of the fungus, and each one will only go after one type of insect in particular, while leaving everybody else alone. With this in mind, is it so far-fetched to think that the fungus could eventually evolve to the point where it could start to affect small mammals, maybe beginning with bats and birds at first, but eventually moving on to larger prey, like humans? It could only be a matter of time. There's already a parasitic worm out there that basically does the same thing, and it can also affect humans too. The liver fluke is a type of flatworm that swims around in the water until it finds a very common type of snail to infect. As the infected snail goes about its life, it leaves behind a slime trail which ants find irresistible. The only problem is that the slime trail is infested with thousands of tiny liver fluke eggs, so when the ants eat the slime, they become infected too. Whereas cordyceps-infected ants are very easy for other insects to spot, the liver fluke can live silently inside of its host for a long time without presenting any symptoms. This way, the liver fluke lets
N-word.
the host infest the
When did you say that?
The craziest thing about the liver fluke, though, is how advanced its
I never saw you say the
methods are.
N-word.
Once enough ants are infected, the parasites turn them all into zombies at once and force them to climb onto the very top.
It's not only Sonic
of the
90 though.
plant, just like
It's also
the cordyceps
Foxy on
does.
Alts.
However, there's
And
no
Nick,
mold involved this
another
time.
douchebag
Instead, the
that's
ants
just
are
stealing
literally
videos for the hell of it.
waiting to be eaten by large herbivores like goats and cows so that the liver fluke can go on to its next phase. The parasite actually has the ability to turn the ant into a zombie on and off at will. When liver flukes sense a large animal is near, they make the ants stop what they are doing and rush to the top of a plant. They are even smart enough to choose brightly colored plants that are more likely to draw the animal's attention. When no animals are around, the liver flukes will let the ant workers go about their normal business and forage for food. This way, the liver fluke ensures that it can live long enough to find a new host. Usually, ants do get eaten by
I'm gonna
other
end this live stream soon. It's another live stream ruined. Like always. At least it wasn't as bad this time.
After a period of months, the eggs mix with fecal matter and are pushed through the intestines. If the animal defecates near the water,